Hello friends, AmyR here with Prairie Paper and Ink. I'm back with another STAMPtember collaboration, exclusive, limited edition. Yeah. This is the GinaK Designs Shimmering Snowflakes stamp set. Last year's GinaK collab set sold out in... It was ridiculous. Well, last year was ridiculous. Everything's ridiculous. But anyway, it sold out super quick. Who knows what's going to happen this year? GinaK is always very popular with good reason. So this is a big 6x8 stamp set. You can get the stamp set while supplies last, or you could get the stamp set with the coordinating wafer dies. Again, while supplies last. Once these are sold out, they're one and done. I decided to go somewhat simple with these since these images are huge, and you'll see when I go to place them like on the actual card. This main snowflake from the set is ginormous, and it has this open area, and then there's different sentiments in the set that you can stamp there, or you could have other sentiments you could stamp there, or if you are someone who is good at handwriting, I am not, you could write things. I was thinking these would make cute, you could make them into placeholders. They'd make cute tags or actual little ornaments, because like, again, it's big. Just ideas. So I stamped 2 of them onto just Simon's smooth white cardstock using the Ocean Pawsitively saturated ink. And then I stamped the Happy Holiday sentiment with black Nocturne ink, and then I die cut them and then set those aside. I also die cut some sea glass cardstock with one of Simon's basic rectangle wafer dies. And I pulled out the CZ Design ornamental background stamp. This was part of the release from Simon Says Stamp on the 1st. And this stamp's been super popular with good reason. I thought it would just be a nice backdrop for this huge snowflake. So I stamped it onto the sea glass cardstock with Surf ink. So the shade lighter than the Ocean ink, because I am obsessed with these new Simon inks. And they were just sitting right here, and I was like, aqua snowflakes. But then as I was doing this, I was like, I need more time, because you could do card sets like this. Other than some of the little extras I had, this is the type of thing you can just make a ton at once. You know, you got to do a ton of Christmas cards. You could just mix it up by just doing different colors. Because I was like, ooh, this would look really pretty in pinks, purples, green, like all the things. So anyway, I did the stamping. And then I'm just going to do a little bit of ink blending with the lightest ink, so that's Seafoam, just around the perimeter of this panel. It just kind of will bring a little more focus to the snowflake. And I'm literally just working on the lid of my MISTI. I didn't even bother pulling out like my grid paper or any of my other mats, because if you guys could see the condition of my workspace right now, when I'm doing STAMPtember videos like back to back like this, it is insane. It's like I got a path to my desk, and that's about it. So anywho, I did just some simple ink blending, just working on the lid of my MISTI, because I'll just wipe it off after, no biggie. When I stamped the background on these panels, I'd use some removable adhesive, so there's still a little bit on there, so it's kind of just holding it onto the lid, you know, so this just works. So I just went around with my blending brush, blended that little bit of ink to give it just that nice little effect. And of course I'm going to add splatter. So I've had this sitting in front of me. I ordered this months ago. It's been a while. This is the Brutus Monroe Pearl Shimmer Mist. I ordered this because I've seen Nina Marie Trapani use this many times in her videos. She designs products for Simon and does, you know, a bunch of videos and stuff too. And I love her style. Like I'll, you know, see scrolling through my feed, I'll see a card and it'll just like jump out at me, and then I immediately know it's Nina's. So she's been using this as one of her forms of splatter. It's very similar to Perfect Pearl powder mixed with water, which I always use. A little bit more opaque, maybe. It's similar. So I like it. And it's been sitting in front of me. I need to use it more often. So I splattered again, like right on the lid of my MISTI. I've got just a mess. I wiped off the excess. I didn't even bother pulling out my splat box. Like it's just, I got chaos going on here. So splattered those backgrounds with that shimmer mist and then set them aside to dry. And then I'm putting my card bases into the MISTI, and I'm going to stamp one of the other snowflakes from this Shimmering Snowflakes set. And this I'm going to stamp in the lightest aqua ink, so the Seafoam ink. And I'm just going to stamp that right into the center of both of my card bases here. And then once I've got that stamped, I'm going to use the big, like, Merry Christmas scripty sentiment from this set. And I'm going to stamp that right on top with just some black Nocturne ink. And again, I was like, oh, you could almost, like, if you really wanted to go super clean and simple for your cards, you could do something like this too. You know, just stamp the big snowflake in just a nice light, pretty ink. And then you could let it completely dry and then just heat emboss your sentiment. That would look really nice. Like, heat emboss the sentiment in silver or in gold. Like, ideas. So anyhow, did that to both of my card bases. So I've got those adhered. And then for my main snowflakes here that are going to go on the card front, I thought about, I was like, oh, I'll pop these up with, you know, foam dimensionals, little foam dots, whatever. And then I was like, no, that's just going to be a little bit annoying. And it's just going to be easier to die cut a few more snowflakes just from some scraps of cardstock. So that's what I did. So I've got 2 layers of scrap die cuts that I'm going to adhere behind these. And it just gives it, you know, that weight and dimension that gives it the extra life. And also made me think, I was like, oh, you could totally, like, you could make these removable. I know Jennifer McGuire did a video like that. Was that last year? I think it was last year. And it was like the snowflake on the card that was removable. So you could use it like as a tag or an ornament. I was thinking about that as I was adhering this. I was like, that could be totally doable. So just another random idea. So adhered mine flat, didn't bother making them into ornaments, but it is an idea. So adhered those, and then I'm going to adhere my panels to my card bases. And again, you could always stop here. Like, this is, I think this is just great, but I can never stop. I can never stop the splatter. I can never stop the bling. So I'm going to add a bunch of pearls. I have these Studio Katia BORA pearls, and the color was just perfect. And I started with a couple, and then I was like, oh, these fit really nice here, and these fit here. And so I just filled it. So okay, you could skip this, or you could stick them, you know, like how I usually do, like a couple along the bottom corner, a couple along the upper corner, like just a little trifecta, you know, of pearls. That would be fine. Ones like this that I'm adhering on top, and I'm using like big pearls. When it comes to mailing something like this, I would either put it in a bubble envelope, or I would put a good sturdy just piece of cardstock on top of the card before I stick it in the envelope. That'll just keep it from being so bumpy, you know? So there's just options. Or like I said, you could just leave the pearls off, but they add that extra something, and it just, I don't know. And there's also just something, it's almost like puzzle piecing, you know, just placing them, you know, onto an image like this and just being very deliberate about it. So anyhow, that was my cards using this gorgeous Shimmering Snowflakes stamp set. As always, I will have a link below the video to my blog post. I'll link to the set. I'll link to all the other supplies I used. So you can check that out in the description box below if you are interested. Subscribe if you haven't already. The subscription button is below the video, and you can click that bell beside it to be notified when I upload a new video, which this month is pretty much at least one a day. So thank you all so much for watching and subscribing, thumbs upping, commenting, all of it. I very much appreciate it. And I'll see you all very soon in the next video. Bye.